Okay, y'all ready for this? This is like super deep. You can do it.
That's
That's my advice. Uh, when when some of you know, when I started on this team, I'm pretty early on in the process for this course, and I felt like maybe I was put here too early. Somebody made a mistake because I had no idea how to do any of this stuff. I was super overwhelmed, and now I feel like I actually belong and am making positive progress and helping the team because I stuck with it long enough to stop being overwhelmed and learn lots of stuff. And anyway, that's it. If you feel like you can't do it, you're wrong. Just ask for help and you'll get there.
So definitely be prepared to do something you're uncomfortable with doing. So just tasks that you're not really too fond of. Because even if you excel at doing like one specific thing in your discipline, um, try to branch out as much as possible. And this doesn't mean that you have to go. If you're an artist, it doesn't mean you have to go to like design or programming. Just like for instance, I'm not comfortable with character modeling, but I'm doing it still because I know I can get a good portfolio piece out of it. So if you try to branch out your skill set and get better at more than one thing, it really will help you in the long run.
Communication, definitely keep in touch, ask questions, and also connect on social media such as LinkedIn. These may be people that you can work with in the future.
I would say to always have a backup plan. You never know what might happen, and you should have at least some idea of what you can do instead if the worst happens. It's just a good idea in general to make sure you have an idea of what you can do next if something goes wrong.
I'd say communication with your team, whether it be on a personal level or a professional level, both ways is important.
uh, just relax. You'll get through it. Don't don't try. That's not the right wording. I don't know. Don't take it too seriously. Just relax. Have fun with it. You're still in school. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Chill out. It,
So, advice professional wise, I would say when you're in the school and you're in studio, you should be maintaining your like professional habits. I've been on teams where, everyone gets friendly with each other, we're making jokes, and one person will say something that's like not completely studio appropriate, and everyone on the team's like cool with it and comfortable, but then there's like one person on another team passing by that hears it and gets uncomfortable, and that just creates a whole issue. So you want to always be maintaining your best like professional reputation when you're in a professional setting. I've seen teams not get accepted into studio just based on the people trying to pitch to lead the team not being professional, not showing up to class, not doing homework. Teachers are going to see how you act both inside of class and just in the school, and that's going to be used either for you or against you. If you are like slacking off and like just goofing around the school and doing stuff you probably shouldn't be, and teachers see it, that's going to influence how they view you and influence how they're going to push you through studio or view you in studio. So my advice is just going to be like, make sure if you're in a professional setting, you're not going too off the walls with it and getting like too cozy in your team where you're kind of making other teams around you uncomfortable, or just putting yourself in a bad spotlight that someone else might view you, and that's going to come back to hurt you later.
Even though your team is top priority, do not forget that you do have things to do in the course shell. That is something I forgot very quickly when I first started, was that there are things you do need to fill out in the course shell besides just the sprint log, and actually just besides the sprint log, you do need to post your own OPPM. You do need to post your own stand up. You have to write a review of your build. You have to do all these things. So even though the team and doing all your work for the team is super important, don't forget about the course shell, because that actually gives you a grade.
One thing I might add to that is in studio, like when you're working on these projects, if it's not like your project, your grade is your payment. Like, you're not just doing this for free. So you want to make sure that your leads are helping you get your OPPMs in and get everything you need to get the grade you deserve. Because if you're just kind of getting left there, you're like not being given a task, and when you ask for help, no one's getting back for you, and you're just like running out of things to do. Like, you're working on their project. They owe you the pathway to receive a good grade in your class.
Just be communicative with people, because with bad communication, it'll go down very quickly than you think. And getting things all situated and organized so it can go either faster or something else.
Just echoing off what other people have said about like keeping it, keeping a good reputation, being professional when you should be, even though you are with people you're close with personally, still in a professional setting, stay professional, and do your very best not to burn your bridges professionally and personally, because that can affect you in the future when you go into industry, whether they're taking you on or you're taking them on. Trying to always help out in the best way you can. Always help out in the best way you can. So burning those bridges can affect that. So do your best to avoid doing that.
Like I said before, people before project, always. The most important thing in studios is your team. You need to take care of each other, be transparent, make each other a priority above the project. You should love your team, you should be yourself, and you should be dedicated to each other's successes. I think on a personal level, that's really why we're here and what we're doing, why we're doing what we're doing.
My personal tidbit, pearl of wisdom piece of advice is whether you think you can do something or you can't do something, you're right. So it's not that or what's being asked to be done is hard or not. It's really your mindset going into it. Because for me personally, I went in, like typically students take studio like their third or fourth semester. That's when they start. I took it my second. And I knew little next to nothing when it came to actual game development. But I still joined studio because I felt that would be the best place to actually learn how to, make a game, which is, why I'm here. But I always went into these studio sessions with, all right, I'm gonna figure out what I'm going to do if I don't know it already. So yeah, for me it was all like mindset. It's like, all right, I'm gonna figure it out, and if I can't figure it out, I'll just go cry to Darren or Kalana and they'll help me. Not the crying part. That was part of the joke. I don't cry. All right, that's fine.
Lying to you.
Shut up, Darren.